computer. This is Chris Parks here with McLean Mortgage, and I've got Nicole with me. We're going to be talking about marketing here this morning and spending a little bit of time just introducing the softer side of McLean Mortgage, and then also talking about what it is that we can do to help you guys out when it comes to making your lives successful, especially in today and age where we're all stuck at home and we're having to use the internet to try to keep in touch with people. We're having to do other things like that. So Nicole right here, she is our business development manager. She's a big New York fan, as you can see, a Jets fan. And so we're excited to have her on this morning. And unfortunately, we can't do Facebook Live because the connection's not working for some reason. So we're going to just go ahead and have this interview recorded. I'm just going to post it so that you guys can see it and refer back to it. So what is your role, Nicole? What do you do on a daily basis? I mean, I know you work directly with me. You've helped me. The people have seen the cookies that you made for me, that little cookie thing. What other things are you doing to help? I mean, you're helping me quite a bit, but what are some of the things where we can help? And what are the activities and roles that you have?
Sure. So, hello, everybody. Nicole Greco with McLean Mortgage. I'm part of Chris Parks' team. And actually, I work for our entire branch, which is an amazing, dynamically, beautifully brilliant group of loan officers who are absolutely amazing. And we are a true rock star group, and it's so exciting to work with such high-level people. My role in the mortgage industry is a little bit of a unicorn sort of position because it really doesn't exist. Most loan officers have to market for themselves, and that can get tough. And sometimes, you know, when you are in a busy market or not in a busy market, you kind of either lose your mojo because you're so focused, or you get so caught up with the marketing that you almost forget that you've got a business to run. So my position as a business development manager is I come in and I say all the time, I am in the business of making my loan officers look good. So whatever that means to them and their business. And each one of them run their business very differently. But Chris is a really, really solid loan officer because he is an out-of-the-box thinker, and I love working with him on that. Not only am I slapping his face on cookies, which is fun and amazing. But he does a lot of really great things when it comes to social media. So other things that I do is help with our incredible mortgage mastery series that we have. And so basically we provide continuing education credit to our agents. And I think that's a really big thing that
Just so they can see what I'm talking about when I'm saying.
Yeah, pull something up, sure.
I'm going to share, this is the picture of one of the ones we our blues. I don't know what I did. I forgot to put the one with the leprechaun on there. I didn't save it. So I hope you have a picture.
I do. I have that. I'll forward that to you.
You have it? Okay. Yep. So this is a view of what she's actually done to help. And this is for a winter party that we held for my client base not too long ago. And we actually had fun. We had about 75, 76.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was a great turnout.
Real estate partners that showed out for that, and I still have plenty of drinks left. They're sitting right there. So
if anybody needs a sugar rush, call Chris. I help our folks and Chris anywhere from like CRM management and event coordination, like Chris's fabulous winter blues party, social media, which is so huge and so relevant in our business, especially at this moment right now where we can't be face-to-face with folks. There's also personal assistance that I do, and I don't quite mean that I'm running out and picking up Chris's dry cleaning, but it's really getting into the nitty-gritty of his business and what's important to him. And I like to do that with his agents too, because again, not all of you run your business the same way. There's little tricks of the trades that some people use in their business and some don't. And that's what, that's the differentiator between all of us.
And one of the things that you actually helped me with recently is with all the deferment and the furloughing of payments that have been coming out, you sent a circular around to everybody showing who were the banks that were doing it, what the contact numbers were.
Yeah.
They posted that to the Keller Williams Midlothian site so that we had the ability to let people know, hey, if you're talking to people and you know what's going on, these are some items that you can possibly use to keep your conversation going.
Right. We want people to know, especially in this time, that there is help. There are ways to get things done, and just by opening up that conversation, and Chris, by that posting that and us emailing it out, that's a huge value to people where they just kind of feel lost. They don't know what to do right now if they can't make a mortgage payment, or what happens when this is all lifted. How does life start from there?
So what are you seeing right now with the needs for the post of what you're kind of doing? I mean, I know we're doing you're managing my page, and you're not just managing mine. We have several other pages that you're managing. What are some of the things that you would suggest to the agent out there who doesn't have a marketing team behind them to help them? What would be some of the things that you're trying to portray? Because that is really about trying to get business, but some of it's really about image too.
100%.
What are you trying to do on those pages to help people, think of us, number one?
Right.
Also,
I think the most important thing right now is coming from a place of service and compassion and understanding. We are in a very critical time right now where people have been furloughed and laid off, and somebody who's worked at a job for 15 years is now having to file for unemployment. We certainly always want to come from a place of resourcefulness, and most importantly, like I said, compassion. I think doing a quick video to somebody, film yourself on your iPhone or your Android and throw that video into a text and send it out to everybody in your phone book. And it doesn't have to be about real estate, and it shouldn't be at this moment. People will see your face and remember you're in the industry, but coming from a place of, hey, I'm just checking in. How are you doing? If there's something I might be able to help you with, they're telling our seniors to stay home. Can I maybe run to the grocery store for you? Or can I grab your mail for you? Things like that. Soft touches are real important right now. Using Facebook Live, Instagram Live, using your stories on your socials are really important because they're quick little snips into your life, but you can use that as a vessel to just be and come from a place of service and value. And again, it doesn't have to be, hi, do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell? It's, hi, I'm checking in on you. How you doing, girlfriend? How you doing, my friend? Can I do anything for you? Because you know what, you might be in a better place where you don't have an underlying cause or, a health condition where you might be able to run out to the store for them, and they're going to remember that, and they're going to file that in their mental compartment, and they're going to certainly remember you when a real estate need is necessary.
So showing the humanity of the moment, I think, is really what you're trying to say.
100%.
At the macro level, is trying to show the humanity behind the crisis and saying, hey, this is kind of what we're doing is it's not really, I mean, it is about business at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not about that today.
Exactly.
And I'm even seeing that from commercials like Budweiser. I mean, that's like a one going around right now. It's a huge blanket right now where they're just saying, this blues for you. In other words, going towards the medical side, and saying we're here to support everybody who's in whatever it is that they're doing professionally and things like that. So kind of the feeling that you're trying to get across with that.
That's 100% it. I think you need to be real sensitive in this time right now. And I think a quick message, like I said, either a video or a text, go Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and just let people know you're here for them and you're thinking of them. I think that means the most right now. And yeah, it's so important because we're living in this unknown. So
there's, with all the different platforms that we have right now, obviously Facebook is the one that's most widely embraced. But there are other ones out there as well. The popular ones being Instagram, LinkedIn. And lately I've seen a lot on TikTok, even though I got to tell you, I have no idea what that is. and it sounds like it's more of a karaoke site.
Yes. And everybody I see using the TikTok platform, they're doing a dance, and you know what? It makes me laugh. And I see a lot of our clients using it, and they're with their families doing this like 20-second dance. And I'm like, okay, you've got another talent than selling real estate. So it's certainly,
So how would you approach, for example, like LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn right now is considered to be like the professional version of Facebook.
100%.
What would you try to do on something like that to keep in touch with your professional contacts? But at some point in time, what what is the substance behind what you need to do there?
So LinkedIn, when I'm always posting on LinkedIn, the first thing that comes to my mind is I need to be mindful of my audience. This isn't my cousin who lives 4 states away. This is maybe the CEO of my company, coworkers from past and present current companies. So with LinkedIn, I think you can also use that same notion of coming from a place of service. But LinkedIn is a professional format, right? That's where we look and potentially look for jobs, or we can look for prospects. I think you can turn it up a little bit on LinkedIn and promote more business, because that's what that platform is. Social media, meaning Facebook and Instagram, is really about what's happening in your day-to-day life. But for LinkedIn, I think it's still allowed to continue to do business as usual, but I don't think we're like shoving it down people's throats. You know what I mean? I think you still have to come from a place of compassion, but people are still posting videos and still posting their virtual tours of open houses on LinkedIn. So I think LinkedIn, because it is more of the professional setting, is still business as usual, but I don't see. And the posts that we're posting are more of ways of, if you're currently living in a home with somebody who maybe has corona, ways that you can disinfect your home. You're still touching on the home real estate essence of things, but you're coming from a place of providing value. So things of that nature I've seen posted and we've posted. But again, you have to remember your audience, and of course posting things that are inspirational and motivational are always great. I see a lot of that on LinkedIn too, but I think it's still okay to continue, like I said earlier, as business as usual, because that's what LinkedIn is.
Okay. And what about Instagram? I mean, that seems to be one that at least the younger crowd seems to embrace more than the older crowd. So what is, I mean, you can't do a ton other than pictures with that. And it's not like you can, it's kind of like it's right in, it's first out kind of like thing. So
I've seen a lot of people on Instagram doing the how to wash your hands. I've seen a ton of those videos being posted. I've also seen a lot of people, they've got so much time home, gardening and painting the house. Home improvements are being posted on there. And I think that's great. I think it's almost like the HGTV in real life, being utilized and shared via Instagram. From what I've seen, Facebook, I feel like is always like the main for people probably 35 and older. And then we've got our, millennial group who's a little younger, who's, I'll say they're hipper than me, all about the Instagram. And I grew up in the Facebook world, but I get Instagram and I get its purpose. But a lot of disinfecting I'm seeing on Instagram.
Right. I mean, I think one of the key ones right there, believe it or not, would be how to make a Clorox wipe, because
oh my gosh, yeah. Or the masks. I'm seeing a lot of people make the masks.
Right.
So,
right. But I mean, getting something even like, I thought about using dryer sheets, because dryer sheets are cheap, and making the solution out of water and bleach and kind of making your own Clorox wipes and showing people how to do that. And then now you've got an ability to, at least, with a cheaper solution, you don't have to have the Clorox wipes. You can just get anything and make them.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And those dryer sheets smell so good.
Okay. So then what would be some things that, as McLean Mortgage, that we're doing? I mean, I know that we offer it all the time, and I'm contacting people. I've got Rate Plug, I've got Total Expert, we've got Surefire, we've got independent property sites. What are some of the things that you're seeing? Because you handle most of the Mid-Atlantic area when it comes to other loan officers. And so we got North Carolina, Maryland, Nova, West Virginia. What other states are you working in?
We've got Pennsylvania, Delaware, Florida.
Okay, so you're seeing a wide variety of what are doing in different areas. So what would be one of the opportunities that maybe you see that we've been able to be successful in helping the real estate agent out there in those market centers by co-branding with them? What is something that we have done to help these real estate agents be successful?
I have got to tell you that snail mail is making the hugest comeback ever. You know, everything old is new again. It's the truth. I've created so many postcards, just listed, just sold. You know, I've got a buyer looking in your area. They want to live on your street. We've created so many wonderful postcards, and we're getting feedback on them. We're getting responses to them. So that's one thing that we're able to do and co-market with our agents. Showcase, you know, ourselves and the value that we can bring by creating these postcards. Like I said, snail mail is making a huge return, so it's definitely a big hit right now. The single property websites that we're able to provide are huge because we're living in a social media world right now. So us preparing those and getting those out, and then not only are we sharing them on our loan officers, I know we share them all the time on your Facebook page, the single property websites, but which is just helping get more exposure out there. So those are two huge things, two huge items of value that we provide. I would also say anything that has to do with like an open house flyer that shows financing. That's huge. I know as a consumer, when I walk in, I want to know what my options are. I don't necessarily want to talk to somebody that second. So if I can pick up that material and I see what the different loan products are, oh, and by the way, Chris Parks's name and contact information and I could see his face and I know who I'm going to be talking to at an open house or even online, if I can view that, those are huge. And people truly, truly take advantage of those few pieces that we've got available to offer to our agents. They're great.
And so a lot of people know and are familiar with Rate Plug a little bit and how that works. That is, it's a very simplistic site. It's automated. It feeds through the MLS system. What are you seeing the agents around in Nova and other areas? How are they using it? I know it creates like a website, like a little landing page in Facebook. It also creates, the monthly payment situations and things like that. How are other agents using it?
I think what the beauty with Rate Plug is that and this is no secret, we get an alert the second a property goes on in the MLS. And with our single property sites, we're not necessarily privy to that. The agent has to come to us, or through Rate Plug, we can see that they put something online, and then we can go ahead and put a single property site. But the beauty to Rate Plug is we can get the jump on and get ahead of getting you out that marketing material. I think that's the one huge advantage. And what people are doing is that they're sharing it. It's another tool very similar to, and it is a financing flyer at the end of the day. It's got pictures on it, a little bit of a description of the home and the financing that we can provide. It's another tool. So it can be put in the box that's with the for sale sign on the front lawn. It showcases the agent. It showcases the loan officer. I think the one true benefit is it allows us to get ahead of the game and know and be alerted that there is a property that just came onto the market. And I think what the agents love about it is we are sometimes instantaneously popping these flyers out to them, and before they even know it, before they have the chance to reach out to us, we've already emailed them that flyer and say, hey, here, if you're doing an open house or if you've got somebody who's interested, feel free to send this to them. I'd be happy to have some numbers for them.
I haven't had a chance to do that because I've been so busy and trying to get a few things done. So my apologies to you as an agent for doing that. I also need to get that set up. But here's the great thing that I found with it too, is if you're an agent in the same market center that is doing an open house for agent who has listed, I can actually co-brand it under your name as the one who's doing the open house, which is nice to know, so that if you're doing an open house for somebody else, at least it can help you generate. You're doing a service to the agent who's listing a house, so why not have that opportunity to be able to capture the business through that too?
Yeah.
talk to me about the individual property sites, and then we're going to wrap it up here real quick.
Sure.
And then maybe some final co-branding opportunities of what we can do to help them.
Absolutely. So the single property sites are wonderful. They literally are a website that just showcases that listing that the agent has. It provides some area details that about the community, taxes, the makeup of the neighborhood, meaning renters versus owners versus vacant properties. It's got it has, it breaks down taxes and the income that the community makes, of how many homes are actually in that said community. It also has an area where there's a button on the website that the consumer can hit and schedule a showing for that property, or there's a button that the consumer can press, and they can actually reach out to Chris and request some financing information. These sites are, and they look good. They will pull in a gallery of your photos, which is wonderful. I believe it's up to 5 megabytes that they allow. So depending upon the resolution of your pictures, obviously the higher of the resolution, the less number of photos that we can pull in. But they just look really good, and they are co-branded, and they showcase the agent. And they also allow us to generate these area detail flyers and financing flyers that you can then have available at open houses. They'll touch on schools, which I know sometimes as agents we're not allowed to really discuss the school districts and the ratings of the schools. But if you just have a flyer there that's produced by a third party, that's great information. You might not know, you might be new in the industry and you don't know the schools in the area, or you just moved to the Richmond area or wherever for that matter. This is all information we're able to provide you, and it's huge. Everybody loves it, and we're so happy to be able to have it in our pocket and provide it to you.
Okay.
To talk about
what other areas can we do? I mean, you mentioned the humanity of what we're dealing with right now. What other things can we do that would be an opportunity for us to help this agent, the agents out there that are interested in taking this approach? What are some things?
I'm not hearing you.
You didn't hear me?
Oh, now I can.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have that happen. So as we wrap this up, what are some other ideas of what we can do to help the agents with the humanity of the moment? What are some things that we can do to help them?
What we can do to help them? That is a great question. I think at this point right now, I think it's a great time to really use social media. And what I would suggest is to, I'm sorry, there's like landscapers outside, so if you hear noise, I'm really sorry. I'll try to speak up. But what we can do right now is really, we can certainly, from a place of humanity, is to team up with you and let folks know that we're here and that we are still an essential business, which is huge. People still need shelter, right? And that's what we provide, and we're very blessed to still be up and running. But from a place of humanity, why don't we do a video together? I would be happy to jump on a video with somebody and give 5 inspirational thoughts of the day or something like that. I don't know if that's quite what you're asking me, Chris. I think I might be getting a little off course.
Actually, no, because that's actually pretty important. I feel that, to tap into the resources of those who are willing to help right now is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Offering to get on a Zoom call like this that they can record and then post, or they can do Facebook Live if it's working.
Yeah.
And being able to present the humanity of what we're dealing with is actually a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I would second that personally, I'm not going to be starting to reach out at the end of this week to talk to different agents who might be interested in doing this together and talk about what's going on in real estate and mortgage. That way they can post it to their system, or they can post it to whatever they're doing to try for the humanity. The people are trying to work together in this crazy time.
Right. People
the opportunity to make that work.
I completely agree. I think it's so important. Video is a huge, huge tool right now. I'm doing Zoom with my family. We did it for Easter. I had my computer on the table and I had Easter dinner in my house with my family back in New York, and it felt so special. So utilizing video right now, be it Facebook Live, be it Insta Live, just film yourself on your phone. Just pick up your phone or your iPad and make a quick message and get it out. And just let people know that you're here and you're thinking of them. That is, I think, the warmest thing we can do right now to show that we're coming from compassion and support and love.
You bet. So as we part, I know you're a huge, you're a furry mom, and so you have a couple puppies. Do you have any pictures handy? Because the people would really like to see your puppies, I'm sure.
Not with me. I do have this photo that I always keep. I am a very big Golden Girls fan. So my mom had gone to a consignment sale and got this, and it's actually signed by B. Arthur. So this is like one of my prized possessions.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
My puppies are in the room behind me, but they're sleeping, and if I put the camera on them, I think I might wake them or scare them, and we might get a major ruckus. But this is like a prized possession to me. And of course, that's my husband and me back there. But I'm a big Golden Girls fan, so this is like, if my house is burning down, I'm grabbing this and my pups, and we're out.
Yeah. Now you have 3 bulldogs, right?
We have 3 English bulldogs. They are known as the Roosevelts because they're named after them. So our oldest guy is Teddy, and he should have been an only child. And then we have our twins, who are from their litter mates, brother and sister from the same mom and dad, same litter, and they're Franklin and Eleanor. So
there it is.
In our backyard, I'm like, Roosevelts, and people are like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But we've got POTUS and FLOTUS and the whole family here. So
very nice, very nice. Well, thanks so much for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure.
And spending a little bit of time with me, just talking about the softer side of what we're providing and how we're helping and what it is that we can provide as far as suggestions, as well as opportunities, because we're really here. We're vested in you guys. We're vested in making sure that you guys are successful. Quite frankly, it's really important for us to be able to help you, because we're realtor centric, real estate purchase centric. I know banks have moved over to refis now, but we're really trying to help the real estate agent as they, get their business. So if there's anything we can do to help you be successful, we'd love to do that. And if you need to reach out to Nicole, you can call me or text me or email me, and I'll put you in contact with Nicole. I'm sure she'd be happy, just like she said, do the video like I am. Happy to help in any way possible to give you that. And since she handles such a big market, she could probably give you some insights on other aspects of the market too. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Nicole. I'm going to stop the recording, and thank you so much for coming.